Saqib Bhatti.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's a great pleasure to serve under your chairmanship. And can I thank my honourable friend, the member for Dumfries and Galloway. I thought he spoke incredibly eloquently, not just about the programme, but why it's so important. But I will pull him up slightly because he talked about Birmingham, UK. It is in my constituency of Meriden and Solihull East, and Solihull is very different to Birmingham, as any Solihulian would tell you. But I welcome the case that he made, and I'm very proud that this plane and these planes are being built in my constituency. I've had the privilege of going to see them in various guises of construction, or as they are Boeing 737s that are being restructured and refitted, seeing them in the different states of fitting, and not least through the various liftings of lockdowns and when I was able to do so. And what struck me, I went there with a lot of pride because, as has already been alluded to, and I know all the members in this debate will agree, our paramount and first duty as members of Parliament is defence of the realm. And what we are seeing across the world, whether it's in Ukraine or whether it's the brief conflict between Pakistan and India recently, which strikes a real example of the need for credible technology that is capable of dealing with modern warfare in the 21st century. And for me, the E7 Wedgetail is absolutely essential to that because, as my honourable friend said, it provides 360-degree capacity and advanced warning to be able to deal, and strategic capacity to be able to deal with movements in the battlefield way beyond our enemy's visibility, and it effectively means it would and should and ought to secure air superiority. So it's very, very important. I want to thank STS who are fitting out the plane alongside Boeing, and I think we can all agree that we want this done. I would like to see the Wedgetail project, or at least those two planes, completed. I'm happy to work cross-party on this to make sure that we do that and work with Boeing, work with STS to make sure we deliver that, not least because of the parameters I set at the start, the defence of our realm, and being ready for, in this age of autocrats, where we see technological advancement from the Russians, the North Koreans, the Chinese, even the Iranians, we need to be ready for what may possibly come our way. So we want this done, and I'm reassured that, of course, I know the member before me chided the last government for a number of decisions, but what an excellent decision was to have a fixed price contract, which means despite the delays, there is no, or there should not be additional cost to the taxpayer. And in many ways, once this project is completed, I hope it is seen as value for money. As has already been said, but I will put on record, not least because some of my constituents will be seeing this, it is one of the most advanced strategic, when completed, one of the most advanced strategic analytical planes that will be built, that will hopefully serve in our armed forces. It will be able to coordinate with joint forces, and of course, most essentially into the 21st century, provide high quality data. And as I've already said, it would operate beyond visual range and securing strategic superiority and dominance. And overcoming, and I think it should be stressed, overcoming that capability gap, as my honourable friend said, stroke credibility gap, is absolutely essential for us to be, an armed force, an air force in the 21st century that is capable of holding its own with the challenges that come our way. Of course, it's worth mentioning, I think it was mentioned earlier, it's also essential when we start to consider the advancements in space and space defence technology. Clearly, there is concern in terms of the technological advancements that are happening there. And what I'd like to see is, of course, the Wedgetail be part of that multifaceted platform that is needed to make sure that those who would do us harm, who try and take advantage of space technology, are not able to do so. And I think the Wedgetail would be really important in that. What is important for me, of course, is the fact that it creates really high-value, high-skilled jobs. It caters for about 150 jobs at the moment, and I know it's predicted to double that. And sadly, I wasn't able to convince convince the people that were responsible to have the sustainment or the maintenance contract to a layperson like me as a sustainment contract to be in Birmingham, Birmingham Airport, I should say now, having given my own correction at the start. But I believe that this is a product of great capability, and it has great export capability, and that means further jobs for my constituents in Meriden and Solihull East. And I should say, in my part of the world, that we have Jaguar Land Rover, the old factories that helped build the Spitfire, and all sorts. So we have a great tradition and great heritage, and I know my constituents are incredibly patriotic and proud, and would be proud that this is being built there. But I do have some questions for the Minister. If he could share with the House today in the Chamber his assessment of the export capability of this product, where he sees the opportunities and where he sees the value of this. And if he could also enlighten us, as he's already been challenged, how he's working to ensure faster delivery of this product, who he's working with, what conversations he's having in that regard. I know the offer's been put out there to meet with interested stakeholders. I would also echo that, and I'd like to be part of that. And of course, the Minister for Defence Procurement would be an important person to have around the table in that conversation. And more broadly, what work is the government doing to ensure our defence products are exported across the world? As has always been the case, technological advancement in warfare has often separated the victor from those that are defeated, and it's a really, really important part of the conversation. I hope you would go beyond a strategic defence review. Yeah.
I thank my honourable friend, the member for Meriden and Solihull East, for giving way. Now, with the retirement of the E3 Sentry and the delays to the E7 Wedgetail and Crow's Nest programme, does my honourable friend agree that the Ministry of Defence must ensure that the capability gaps in the airborne early warning and control coverage must be urgently addressed in our defence procurement? Because otherwise it will lead to long-term issues for the defence and security of our country.
Well, I thank my friend and the honourable member for that. And of course I agree. And I agree. And I think anyone around this chamber would agree that that capability and credibility gap has to be overcome. We know where the threats are coming from, or at least we know the visible threats. To quote a former US politician, that there are lots of unknown knowns and known knowns and known unknowns. I'm sure I've messed that up, but they know what I mean on that, and we have to be capable of delivering that. And I think the honourable member before me said to have focused delivery on this product. I would also echo and double down on that. And just to finish, for me, this is about jobs. These jobs matter, but our security matters too, and this is absolutely essential.